Okay, back on the Uniden PC66XL, I'm going to go over what I did. We seem to get a lot of feedback. You're not showing us any information. None, nothing. So let's show the users, the folks here, some information. Here's what we did. I used the computer speakers here as a probe to test for sound with a capacitor to block the DC from getting into the sound. Use this capacitor to block. I was touching, and then I used this capacitor attached here, attached to pin 4 of the IC, the TDA. It's not TDA, I keep saying that, TA7222AP. Pin 4 was getting no signal. That's the audio output that drives the speaker. Here. We tested the speaker was good. We followed it back to the IC here. I could have lifted pin 1 and pin 4, but I decided to undo all the pins because I assumed it was bad. But then come to find out, pin 4 was never receiving its input signal over here. We had the schematic up, but we'll go for the paper reference here for now. Pin 4 is the input, with this transistor driving it. I believe I was jumping across these electrolytics here, which were these two here that I've changed, these two up here that I've changed. I'll run down the list. I changed C30, C38, and C31, just for chuckles, I think. One of these was just for chuckles. And the transistor Q10, which was a 2SC945. But what I didn't have a 2SC945. They are all over the place. So I was going to grab this transistor, which in turn I could have used, was the 2SC3198 that this Radio Shack equalizer is just riddled with. There's a bunch of them right there. So all you have to do is go to all data. You look up what transistor you want to use and what you have and what you're looking for, what you have on hand. You check a few of the operating voltages and the HFE, which is the gain, frequency it operates. These are just general purpose transistors. So we had the 945 in there. You want to make sure that your emitter, base, and collector is the same. Otherwise you have to reverse the legs in that. But this transistor I put in, the C1815, is very similar. I think I've used it before. I've never had a problem. So, changed one transistor that drove that input, a few capacitors around there, because as we heated up the area, it disturbed something and the machine started working and playing sound. So what we're going to do now is the smoke test. We have a CB here ready to go, and we're going to turn this one on, and we're going to see what happens. I have no sound. And we have no sound. We can start this all over again. No sound. Okay, we've narrowed this no sound thing down to, of all things, the speaker. For some reason, when I reattach this, That speaker was tested and it had conductivity. I can hook another speaker across it. And it works. It's hard to do on camera here. Set him down. So, our test speaker is operating. But can't for the life of me figure out why this speaker ceases to operate. We're going to meter that speaker again. A lot of times I like to use a battery, 1.5 volt battery, to check the continuity of these speakers. This speaker is open. This speaker is open. Did it become disconnected when we soldered it back? I can't fathom that. Or is it simply open? It's connected there. And it's connected here. Or is it? Yes, it is. Test it again. This speaker is open. Okay, there's still a couple of things I can't believe here, is that that speaker is open. Well, it proves our point that that transistor is a fine replacement. I'm going to try this to see if it broadcasts. Okay, what we're going to do now is test to see if this thing actually is broadcasting, which I believe it does. Break 19.
Break 19. Over.
I copy that. I copy that. Over. That's the repair of the Uniden PC66XL.